What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Second Street Marvel for today's comic book review triple feature. That's right, today we're going to be talking about the three titles coming out for the Dawn of X this week, and that is going to be X-Men issue number 7. Then right after that, we're going to talk about X-Force issue number 8, and then we're going to talk about New Mutants issue number 8. Now, guys, these are going to be non-spoiler reviews. We'll get into some more spoiler talk in some videos or, a live stream here later on in the week. So starting right off the top, we're going to go ahead and get started here with X-Men issue number 7. Go ahead and take it that cover here, done by Leinell Francis Yu and Sonny Go. Now, this book is being written by Jonathan Hickman, and it's got VC's Clayton Cowles as the letterer. And as I said, we've also got Leinell Francis Yu returning to the art along with Sonny Go on colors. And look at that 2-page splash page of a title page. Isn't it just lovely? You gotta love those. So yeah, like I said, Leinell Francis Yu is back here. Now, what we, at the very beginning of the book, we open up on Krakoa with, one of the mutants there, waking up and, just, walking out to get some morning coffee. Just says that she, can't quite get a good night's sleep since she's been here on Krakoa. And that's when she, steps up to, to see all of her family there, greeting her. And it is all of her family. And here's all the mutants that we're dealing with this week. And you can see them all right here, along with right here who's all there. Yeah, that's right. We got all the Guthries here. We got Melody Guthrie. We got Sam Guthrie. We got Paige Guthrie. Joshua Guthrie. They're all there. All the Guthries. We got Cyclops, Wolverine, Cypher, Nightcrawler, Exodus, and even Apocalypse. Now, I won't confess, I won't, pretend like I know a whole lot about Sam Guthrie or any of the rest of these people. So, or, any of the rest of this family. So, and then we open up here, where we get this nice little conversation, here at the Summers Ranch there on the moon, right? With, Cyclops and Wolverine just there, having a little conversation about maybe taking, a little trip sometime soon, out to Chandelar, isn't that what it's called? Chandelar? And, they're having a little conversation about that, and also there's been a lot of talk about this thing called the Crucible. What's going on today is the Crucible. Everybody's getting ready and getting prepared for that. And so then we get a lot of just interaction here between more conversation with Scott Summers having a conversation with Nightcrawler as they are there. They're talking about these crazy towers and everything there, within, on Krakoa, and just this little building, and how Nightcrawler had been inside it, and like there's been people tried to get inside of it and just can't seem to get inside of it because as soon as you penetrate it, like it builds itself back up, like it heals itself, just like Krakoa. And then we flash to this really weird kind of ritualistic scene with what's his name here? Exodus here, talking with a bunch of children, like he's kind of leading this, I don't know, like this really weird, like, I don't know what you would say, a seance or whatnot, but he's telling the story of Wanda Maximoff, and how about how she eradicated a lot of the mutants, and they're talking about some of these different things, and I don't know, just a very interesting conversation that's happening here as they're talking about everything that happened that day. Just some very interesting stuff. And then we see that we're coming to this thing that what they're calling is the Crucible. And right here is where we find Melody Guthrie there inside of this ring. And basically what's happening is she's going to face off against Apocalypse in a fight to the death so she can be reborn. Now, I won't, like I said earlier, I won't confess to know a whole lot about the Guthries or Melody here in this book or anything like that. As far as I know, her only real crime against humanity or even mutantdom is appearing in Fearless, that series that came out on Marvel Comics, here a handful of months ago. As far as I know, that's her only crime against humanity, was being Fearless, Marvel's fiercest female warriors. That in itself was a crime, and maybe deserving of having to fight Apocalypse without mutant powers and possibly being killed by him. So, I'm sorry, I just had to toss that in there. But there's a lot of really great conversation going on in here throughout this whole book, and just kind of some of the different things that we've been talking about here with the mutants being able to die and be reborn. So just some interesting conversations going on here. Again, like there's no real big things that happen in this book this week, but it feels like at the same time there's some very important things that happen here as well. As X-Men, like the last issue was really good. We've been really getting some. It's really been building the drama between all of these books and everything that's been going on lately. I would say the issue number 7 here is definitely an issue you're going to want to read this week. Like I said, there's some pretty important stuff in here going on here, and just some of these conversations, and especially with the Nightcrawler stuff going on in here. Very cool stuff. But then like some of the ritual, but this thing that they're going through here with the Crucible, it's like a really weird situation here that's going on, and yeah, I don't know. And how we always get all these codes at the end of the book. I didn't know what to make of that code. But anyway, issue number 7 I thought was really good. I gotta say, Lionel Francis Yu being back on art in this book, I thought the art matched pretty well in this book. I didn't have any real nitpicks about anything in this book. Like for most of the art in here was pretty good by Lionel Francis Yu. So hey, we got a win here in the art department. Again, I think issue number 7 on X-Men was very good. If you've read it already, let me know what you thought about X-Men issue number 7 down in the comments below. Now, the next one we're going to talk about here is X-Force issue number 8, and look at that cover there, guys. You can make a little guess here on what's going on here. We're getting a little bit of in the story. Now, this book is being written by Benjamin Percy. We got a new artist as well here in Basil Dua. Guru EFX is the color artist. VC's Joe Caramagna is the letterer. Tom Muller on design, Dustin Weaver and Edgar Delgado are the cover artists. I'll go ahead and show you that splash page there. You gotta love those title pages, man. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and take a look at that cover there. It's a pretty nice looking cover. Now this book right here, in case you read issue number 7, if you didn't read issue number 7, I'm not sure what's wrong with you. Why aren't you reading X-Force? You need to be reading this. Now here we got the same, pretty much dealing with the same mutants here. We've got Sage, we've got Colossus, and we've got Domino. That's pretty much the mutants that we're dealing with in this book once again. This book starts off, remember how last issue, we got that great climactic end, and we seen that there was somebody out there with Domino's powers who took, who was using her powers and stuff. Well, we pretty much opened this book up here, kind of where that all left off, where we see Domino out hunting this person, and this book starts off with some fireworks, and it almost seems like the end, like the climax to this little battle almost seems anticlimactic, because it just seems so satisfying, and it ends with a nice little one-liner as well from Domino. Just very good stuff. And then we flash back to Krakoa, where they are there examining the body of exactly who this person that she was hunting is, who stole her luck, if you will. And they're, Sage is there kind of researching and finding that it was basically one of these Reavers. Whoever has been doing this, building these people, has been doing it, and they're basically getting better in their technology and developing these soldiers and these people that we've basically seen all throughout X-Force in this series so far. And then we get some more scenes here where we get back with Domino and Colossus here, Piotr, as their is it Piotr or is it P? I don't know. Are you supposed to say that any different? But anyway, they're there having some more conversations just about some of the things they've been through. And Colossus, I would say Colossus is really kind of revealing himself here, if you will. And then we get back with Sage and with Sage and Domino here, where Domino or Sage has done some research with some of the things that's been going on. Domino's been kind of saying that she's having this really cool little conversation throughout the book about how she feels like every one of these people that she kills that has her power, she felt like when she killed this person, that she felt a little bit more of herself returned. You know what I mean? Like it returned. We get some more white pages here. This is really great, from the Quiet Council of Krakoa in this social venue. So they basically want to create this little hotspot for all mutants to go to, kind of, follow the law, which is what? Right? Make more mutants. Anyway, so then we get to see Domino and Colossus go on this mission, which was a really cool mission here. But this mission actually calls back to the cover of what we got on X-Force issue number 7, a real callback to that in this book here, in this mission that Colossus and Domino go on. And they get there, and they're basically tracking down this train, and they get onto this train, and they once again find, they track down basically more people doing exactly what the same people who had captured Domino in the first place. I don't want to give any of this stuff away here. This book was really great. I really enjoyed this issue. X-Force continues to be one of these stories that tells a great tale. It's a body horror tale, but it's full of action, and then it slows down in these right parts and gives us these great character interactions and great character conversations. Man, I'm telling you, I'm loving X-Force. They've been switching out artists here. I haven't really noticed since Guru EFX has been there on the art, doing a good job, keeping it looking consistent, because I can see where the art has differed over these past few issues, since Joshua Cassara hasn't been here, or even the other guy they brought in that was really close to. Was that Caselli, maybe? I can't remember. But X-Force continues to be one of my favorites out of all the Dawn of X series, guys. And I'm telling you, X-Force is one of the ones this read you're definitely going to want to read. And I say that without my own bias of knowing that this is like one of my favorites it's my favorite out of all the Dawn of X series. But let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of X-Force issue number 8? And what do you think about some of the things going on here? I thought this book was really good, and I can't wait to read issue number 9 on X-Force. Just great stuff, great stuff. So now the next one and final one we're going to talk about is New Mutants issue number 8. And go ahead and take a look at that cover by Rod Reis, because that's all he did was the cover on this one. We got a new artist here. This one is New Mutants is actually being written by Ed Brisson. Marco Fela is the artist. Carlos Lopez is the color artist. VC's Travis Lanham is the letterer. Tom Moeller on design. And as I said, Rod Reis is the cover artist. You can go ahead and take a look at those names right there. Now, guys, what we've seen, and we'll go ahead and show you the mutants here that are involved here. We got Maxime, Manon, Sebastian Shaw. We've got Magma, Armor, and Boom Boom. Now, in case you guys haven't been paying attention to what's been happening through New Mutants, we had a lot of stuff that really, some of the stuff that happened in New Mutants last issue kind of crossed over into X-Men in X-Men issue number 7 this week, and we're getting some more crossover here as we see that. Well, basically in New Mutants we had, there was some of the story going on in space, and the other part of the story was going on in Nebraska, and we had those drug lords that showed up in Nebraska to try to get control of some of the Krakoan drugs. Well, here we see Sebastian Shaw having a conversation with Maxime and Manon here, and then we flash to the jungles of Brazil, and we see this kid running from these creatures, and then at the last second these some of the mutants step in and help save help save him from these creatures, and then they end up going to Nova Roma, and apparently this is the home or the homeland, I guess, if you will, of this mutant. I don't really know, Magma. And so they go into Nova Roma. She's there talking with her father about this boy, because it was apparent. Well, it was her family there, these new Romans, if you will, who saved this boy. And so they go in there to question him and kind of find out what's going on. He tells them about these creatures that had kind of tracked him down and were hunting him and his friends as they were trying to get away. So they go off and try to lure out these animals and kill them, basically, is what happens. And then we get to these other scenes here. Towards the end of the book, we get Sebastian Shaw as he is going to meet with this drug cartel in Costa Perdita. And in case you don't remember who that is, I mean, they are some of the people who sent the people to Nebraska who were trying to bargain for some drugs. And we see they are here having some pretty intense negotiations about those Krakoan drugs and some of the things going on here. We also get some more great white pages, but then we also get this at the very end. This person, I have no clue who this is, who seems to be concerned about the creatures that were just killed here by the New Mutants there in Brazil. But definitely some cool things. We can see where Marauders is crossing over into this a little bit with Sebastian Shaw and some of his dealings with the drugs and things in this as well. Just like last week, we seen some of that kind of stuff crossing over into that Wolverine issue #1. So it seems this week, over these last couple weeks, a lot of these books are really starting to kind of tie in and cross over with one another just a little bit more. But New Mutants this week, I thought it was actually it was a pretty decent read. I would say there was some kind of major things that happened here in this book with Sebastian Shaw and just the mutants all together. I thought issue #8 was actually good. Probably one of the best issues of New Mutants that I have read so far. But let me know what you thought about New Mutants issue #8 down in the comments below. But that's all I have for this video today, guys. Let's talk down in the comments below about all of these Dawn of X titles, and we'll probably do a live stream here a little bit later this week. I've also got reviews for X-Men Fantastic Four issue #2 getting ready to come out later here on the channel, and also that giant-sized X-Men Jean Grey and Emma Frost coming here as well. But thank you all so much. You all have a very good day. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. But most importantly, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the 2nd Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of the week. Go out and read some awesome comic books like these Dawn of X titles, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.